That's my mouse. You don't need that one. Okay. So this is your practice and skill for the day for ELA. Now, this is going to come in handy because I need you to write a paragraph here in a minute. Now, answer these questions on the lines provided. Remember to answer in complete sentences. If you do not answer these in a complete sentence, they will be counted partially wrong, okay? Now, were people from different areas in the Middle Ages able to communicate easily with one another? Why or why not? Now, you'll need to answer this question, okay? You may need to pull up the reader, and it's in the Google Classroom. Remember, it's under the Unit 2 reader. You may need to pull it up, find the story, and find out what page it talks about how the Middle Ages and how they communicated. Now, you're going to answer this question. You would say yes or no. Now, when you do that, you would say, let's say yes, comma, or you would say no, comma. And then you're going to explain why or why not they were able to communicate easily with one another. Okay, number 3. Name 3 transformative events that led to the Middle Ages in Europe. Now, on the page we just did, okay, on was it 1.3? I think. The one that I told you to fill out as we read, I gave you a list of things, 5 or 6 things. They're only asking for 3, but here's the deal. I want you to number them as you write them. Just fit them in here, okay? And if you get to right here, put a period, and then just start number 2, because you won't have enough room if we just number them like this. And let's say you get to right here, number 3. Find out. For this, they're on several different pages, so I'm not going to require you to put that down. Okay, number 3, what was the Black Death or plague, and how did it start and spread during the Middle Ages? Okay, so you have 2 different questions here that you have to answer. Your first question is, what was the Black Plague? So you need to answer that question first. And you can put a period after it. And then you can start the next sentence. The Black Death started by, infected fleas off infected rats in Europe, and how else did it spread? You may also want to put which 2 time periods that it spread during, and you do have to put the page number there. Now, here's where the paragraph comes into play. On Wednesday, your parents should have picked up your packets, and you should have had a packet of paper in there. Or if you have paper at home, that will be fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your packet of paper. Piece of paper here. Can't get my... Okay, I got 2 sheets. Anyway. And you are going to put your first and last name. And if you can't fit your whole first and last name up here, it's okay if you write your last name there. And you're going to put today's date, which is the 23rd, 2020. And this is ELA. All right, now on a sheet of paper, you are always going to have the holes, the hole punches, on the left side. If they're not on the left side, you're on the wrong side of the paper to start off. Now, just like on a football field or softball, whatever, you have boundaries. You have to fit all your work in between the dark red line and the light pink line. Okay? All your work. Writing. The only time we're allowed to write on this side of the paper is if you are numbering. Now, the very first thing you're going to do is we're going to put a title, and this is the header. You don't write it all the way up here. Okay, we're going to write it on the line. So, our title would be Transforming Events. Okay, transforming events. So what you're going to do, you are going to write a paragraph. Now, when I say paragraph, that is 5 to 7 sentences. And you are going to put the events that led to how Europe went from the Roman Empire to the Middle Ages. Now, you've listed 3 right here, okay? If you put an introduction sentence and a closing sentence and 1, 2, 3, that gives you 5 sentences right there. So I'm not giving you a big task, but I want you to write a good quality paragraph, okay? I know y'all can because Miss Brown worked with y'all along the way. Remember, when we set up our paragraph, we indent. So you are going to indent, and a good rule of thumb is to, or I do a pinky, and that's where I start writing. But let's say, like, you're writing right here, and like I would put, okay, I'll give you your opening sentence. So technically, you won't have that much. Okay, let's think of an opening sentence. What can I put? So we're doing transforming events. Okay. Let's do this. The time after the fall of Rome was a transformative time which led, oh wait, led. I misspell lead and lead all the time. Led to the creation of the Middle Ages. Now, all y'all have to do, now look, I gave you a good sentence, if I do say so myself, right here. It says, and look, I indented, the time after the fall of Rome was a transformative time, that should be comma, which led to the creation of the Middle Ages. Now, from that point forward, you are going to give me 3, which so happens to be 3 good events that led up to the building of the Middle Ages. Then you're going to do a closing sentence. I'm not doing your closing sentence. You got to do that yourself. And let me make sure I spelled that word right. Just give me a second. Do versus that. Okay, in past tense, verbally. Yes, I spelled it right. Yes, okay, we're good. So, give me a paragraph. And as you can see, I skipped lines. I wrote where we could read it, or when I say we, I mean me. And it's because I usually don't write this big, but you have this. So this is your example. This is your first sentence. So everybody's first sentence should be the same unless you want to be rogue and write your own first sentence, and that's fine with me. But I'm giving you a good stepping off point. Give me those 3 reasons or 3 happenings that caused the Middle Ages after the fall of the Roman Empire. All right, good luck. I'm looking forward to reading your answers. And we're going to have fun with this ELA because we're dealing with history and we're going to make it fun. That's just what I'm going to say. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Stay out of trouble. Have a good weekend.